Hello! Hi, my name is Faye and I am an illustrator and graphic designer, and I create my own merch as well. So, yeah, welcome to my video. So, I thought I'd come in on here and tell you guys something about what I've been up to the first half of this year. And it's mainly been markets. So I decided last year that I really wanted to try and, like prepare the stuff that I was already making, but like really try to make better products, make more products, do better product design, and bring it to markets to get actually like an in-person reaction from people. And first thing that I can say about this is do it. Go out and put your stuff on display on a market, because oh my god, like I feel so much more appreciated as an artist since I've done these markets, because I could see like people getting excited about my art, and I'm excited about my art, so it's great if other people are excited about my art. Like as an artist you have to be super visible on social media, but it's all, the reactions are just like written words on your phone and you see it and you're like yay, but it's so different to experience people brightening up or smiling as they see your work in real time. Like that's, I think, the biggest take of my half year of doing markets is that it is great if you want to get to see like how people respond to your work, what pieces they like more, what pieces they like less, and to get an idea of the audience that fits your work well, if you are unsure of what target audience would like your stuff, right? So let's rewind and do a little do's and don'ts for the markets, shall we? Because I am rambling. Okay, this is the third take for my do's and don'ts because I just keep rambling so much. My goodness. Okay, let's start this again. I start with the don'ts because then we get the negativity out of the way first. So I will tell you about mistakes that I have made and that I have learned from, and then you can learn from me, right? First thing first, don't buy a lot of stock, especially when you're just starting and you don't know for sure how much you're gonna sell. Don't buy in like a lot of items. Like for me, this year I did it once. And it was actually not too bad because I invested in buying 25 shirts and I got them screen printed. But I split the cost with somebody else that was gonna get a little bit of my profit, right? So that made it a little bit more affordable for me. But still, like if like I have seen now, as of doing markets for like half a year, I've seen now that I maybe sell like one shirt every market or like every other market. So it's gonna take me a very long time before I get my investment back. Alright, tip 2. Don't go crazy on buying, market display stuff at the get-go. Don't do that. It's fine to just upgrade your setup as you go through the markets, and every time after a market you just like evaluate, like hey, this was actually looking a little bit lackluster, or this could have been displayed better. How am I gonna solve it? What do I need to purchase or DIY or thrift to make it look better? You don't have to invest in a lot of display items. I would definitely wait with that until you've done a few markets and then you have a better idea of what you need. Don't number 3, don't invest in a portable card reader straight away. Also wait this out until you've done, I don't know, 1, maybe 2 markets to get an idea of like how bad you need it. If you actually want to continue doing markets, that's like wise, I would say. Don't number 4. It is when you're at the market the whole day, like, and maybe you have a market where you can also buy food, right? There is a big chance that at some point at the market you're gonna be like, oh, you know, like I'm just like gonna go and get myself and my market buddies, or like the person that's coming with me to do the market, I'm just gonna buy as a snack, you know, and it will be nice and like a little treat, but it's gonna, you know, obviously make the whole profit of your day less if you're gonna spend it on beverages. So I would say take your own food and bring your own food and water and drinks, and don't, I mean, you can like splurge by buying a tea, right, or something, but I'd say keep your money for yourself and keep it in the profit. Don't number 4. I would say one thing that you shouldn't do is underestimate the weather. If it's like still cold outside, because I started in December with my markets, so if it's cold outside, it's easier to take off layers, and you cannot like put on layers that you don't have or you didn't bring with you. So don't underestimate the weather and dress warm. Like, at some point my partner, he came with me to a market in February and it was still quite cold, and he only wore a t-shirt under his vest that he was wearing. And I was like, I was prepared at this point because it was like my 3rd market or my 2nd market, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stock up, put all this like gear underneath, like the winter ski leggings, thermal underwear kind of stuff. It was great. And he was suffering the whole day. Like I even gave him, I don't know, like an extra sweater that I had. So yeah, that's definitely a don't. Like, don't underestimate the weather. Really don't. Also, in the same don't category of the weather is make sure that if you have paper, you know, like cards, prints, whatever, that they are covered. Because if it's gonna rain, and yeah, you might have like a roof over your stall, but it can still, you know, rain in like this because it's, I don't know, windy, whatever. So make sure to cover your items as well, or have like some kind of cover that you can put over it in case that it rains. Okay, on to the nice ones, on to the do's, which you should do actually. Let's see. Number 1, make sure you pack like in the most efficient way that you can, because like it's such an inconvenience when you are loading, unloading, and like preparing your stall or taking apart your stall, your market stall. If you know, like you have to go to your car like 5 times or something, or like separately, like, you know, lift things. So try and condense all the items and make sure you can take them with you in the least amount of stuff, you know. Like for me, after one market I realized, okay, I need something with wheels, and I needed to, you know, like fit all of the stuff that I have to take. So I actually borrowed 2 really big suitcases from my parents. Didn't buy anything, I just borrowed them. And 2 big suitcases was enough to put all of my market equipment in. So that actually helped a bunch, because that way sometimes, like if you are marketing, if you have a stall in a market in the middle of a city, you want to leave early, right? Or I don't know, you're late and you're too late to like drive your car up to the position where your market or your table is. It's easier if you can just move your stuff like on the subway, the train, in the bus, Like, it saves you the trouble of, you know, you can be more flexible. That's all I'm saying. And for me, that was good. Part 2 of do's. Do try your market setup at home. Prepare your market setup at home. It might sound silly, but try it. Set up your entire market stall on a table at home, or something that you have where you have enough room, or on the ground, it doesn't really matter, and try out how it looks before you go to your market. And make sure you take a picture of it. So like, if you bring a friend, a partner, a family member to help you, you know, like install your market table or whatever, it's nice if they can look back at pictures for reference as how you want your stuff positioned. So I would say definitely do this. Number 3, create an order list. This was a great thing for me because, like, as a small creator and like not having hundreds of euros available to invest in stuff, it helped me a lot to still be able to get t-shirt orders, and I can just print them on demand. This is my little order list. It says name, address, paid, yes or no. It says what design is it. It says what is the size. It says what is the amount. Shipping, did they pay for shipping, and what is the price of the shipping, and the price in total, and their email. Because that way they have already paid for the shipping costs for me to ship them the shirts after that I have ordered them and received the shirts. And second, because I have their email address, I can actually straight away, as soon as I send out their orders, I make a track and trace, and they get a notification and they can follow their package. So the order list works fine, and you just straight away at your market, you're like, hey, you can get this shirt, you can order it in any size. You have to fill this in real quick, and I will send it to you in the span of 2 weeks. Because it has to be made to order, and it's for me it's produced in Europe, but it takes a little time. It takes like, I don't know, on average it takes like 10 days, I think. So yeah, people like this, and it's clear and transparent, and you tell them like, look, you pay this amount for the shipping, and they just pay the entire amount at the market straight away, so they don't have any costs after. And yeah. Number 4, make sure you bring some kind of packaging for, you know, if people buy like a bunch of cards, and my individual cards are not packaged. So I asked the people if they want some kind of like translucent little bag around it, and that way people can choose if they want that or not. It's especially good if it is raining. You can be like, hey, look, do you want to have a little bag around it in case that it's gonna rain on it, it might get ruined, and your purchase will be, you know, soiled or something. So just a small tip. Number 5, the most obvious one, I guess, is make sure you have business cards, a QR code, and your name like clearly on your stall, like not in tiny like in the back, but like clearly. Like I have business cards people can take, and every time people like look at it, I'm like, hey, you like have a web shop here, take a card, or I'm like, hey, you can take one of those cards. I also have codes that people can scan if they don't want to take a card. And make sure you check if the code works. just for sure. And that helps to like also obviously get traffic towards your socials, your website, your web shop, whatever, your Patreon, whatever. Tell people about your Patreon. Tell people how the Patreon works and what you get in return. Like explain it. And yeah, like promote yourself, because you're at the market. You're not just here to sell your stuff, right? Outside of the market, you're also an artist selling their stuff and, you know, trying to have a business. So do that one as well. All right, I just named a bunch of do's and don'ts for you guys. I hope that you liked it, and I hope that you learned something new from it, maybe. I don't know. If you have more questions, please ask them below or through DM on socials. Like, let me know if I can make another video about this, if you want more info on things like how I produce my items, where I find the manufacturers, etc., etc., blah 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 blah. Let me know. For now, I am gonna insert a whole bunch of clips from all the markets, and yeah, and from me packing stuff and that kind of stuff. So I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.